So I'm sitting out here on a balcony on a beautiful fall day, having a sip of coffee, and I just wanted to make a video exploring the idea of living in a vibrational universe, in a vibrational world, in a world that's run by frequency. And when I talk about these terms, I'm not necessarily talking about the literal science, although I do believe that that is accurate. But I just want you to kind of think about your life. Think about the things you have going on in your life, the people in your life, the sets, the settings, what you do for a living, whatever it is. It's all energy, it's all frequency, it's all vibration. And it's either in resonance, it's either a high vibration or it's a low vibration. So briefly to go over what that means, being in a high vibration state is emotions like peace, courage, willingness, acceptance, the ability to be where you are, to be present to the moment, to be in resonance with good ideas, to be able to laugh, to be able to surround yourself with high quality things and actually resonate with it and not push it away. On a low vibration scale, that is things like, from the lowest would be apathy and depression, numbness, and then up a little bit from that would be fear, doubt, worry, pride. Feeling full of yourself is actually a low vibration state. It's a higher low vibration state, but it's a low vibration state because it's actually uncomfortable. And then the scale goes upwards from there. And so I just want you to look in your life, in your day, and everything that surrounds you, and just recognize that everything is on that scale. Where I'm sitting right now, this is a beautiful condo. I consider this sort of a high vibration environment. The frequency of this location for me feels good. But across the street, there might be sections of town where you feel the vibration lower and you can feel the dip, and you notice the buildings, there's a lack of beauty in the architecture. And so everywhere you go is a vibration and a frequency, and we can start to live life more intentionally. It starts on the inside. Your outside world reflects what's going on the inside. So if you're feeling uncomfortable emotions on the inside, if you're feeling doubt, if you're feeling worry, if you're feeling lack, it's generally gonna start to manifest in the outside world. So I think the way a lot of people go wrong is they try and change the outer world without changing what's going on in the inside. When you take the time to deal with what's going on in the inside, your outer world will transform, and it'll transform in a permanent sort of way. So how do you start to shift your vibration and attract the outer reality that you want? You're gonna wanna practice things like meditation, the ability to look inwards, regardless of how scary it is, the ability to look inwards and feel what's going on. The light of awareness is what raises you up. We're actually all naturally at a very high vibration, the highest set point internally, but we kind of come into this world as kids. You still have that high vibration, and then you get bogged down into the heaviness of the world, and we're swarmed by all these kind of low vibration things. But our natural state is high vibration, and if you just kind of take off the weights, take off the blocks, the negative thoughts, we actually just float back up into that state. So just remember that abundance and high vibration, living a high vibration frequency life, comes naturally to you. It is who you are. So you don't have to worry about that part. All you have to do is start to lift the weights, unkink the hose, so to speak, and let that natural higher self come through. So how do you do that? As I was saying, meditation, the ability to just sit with yourself in silence and notice what's going on. A lot of people shy away from meditation or just inner awareness because it's kind of scary, and our monkey minds are kind of crazy, and we think that we're different than other people, but we're not. We all have monkey minds. I have monkey mind. When I take the time to look inwards often, it's like looking into a messy room, and you recognize how much junk is in there, and it's kind of daunting and scary, and you think there's no end to it, so you don't even try and look inwards or let that stuff go. But the reality is, if you start to do the work of cleaning up your inner world, looking into it, allowing yourself to feel what's going on, that room, that inner world is going to start to get cleaner. And when it's cleaner, Someone named Bob Proctor I used to work for talked about order is heaven's first law. So when you create order on the inside, you clear out the inner world, it creates order, and it creates a heavenly state on the inside. And that heavenly state feels really good, and it's who we naturally are. So things like meditation, just the ability to sit in stillness and to be with whatever uncomfortable feelings, and then doing a 20-minute meditation in the morning and the evening, and throughout the day carrying that into the day. Eckhart Tolle talked about if he had to decide between meditation and body awareness throughout the day, he would choose body awareness throughout the day. So ideally you do both. Set aside time to do meditation in silence for about 20 minutes in the morning and the evening. But remember, it's during the day that we have the most opportunity to kind of clean out what's going on the inside. So how do you do this? Notice that throughout the day, you're going to be triggered. Things are going to come up in your life that are going to create uncomfortable emotions. And a lot of us, when we feel these uncomfortable emotions, we try to escape it. We'll put blame on the other person. We'll start overthinking. We'll go on our phone or whatever else. But the ability to just be with the emotion as you're being triggered without having to do anything about it, just be with the emotion as it comes up, put your awareness in your body. That's a different way of dealing with the emotion that's actually going to transmute it, clear it out, and dissolve it. And as you start to do this kind of work, you're going to start to get excited to be triggered throughout the day, because when you get triggered, it's an opportunity to see something, A, that's going on in the subconscious so that you can clear out, but B, to actually be able to dissolve that and transmute that energy back into yourself. And so you kind of take on the mindset of the obstacle is the way. When you're getting triggered or when bad things happen, it's an opportunity to let go, to dissolve that junk, whatever's going on the inside, just by being able to feel it. And so when you start living this way, you're meditating during the day, you're dissolving things as they trigger you throughout the day, you're going to start to raise your vibration. You start to feel more buoyant because you're kind of freeing up the space, freeing up that internal RAM. That energy comes back to yourself and you start to get lighter and lighter. And the more lighter, the more high vibration you are, you're going to start to be able to see things more clearly. Your spiritual discernment, your ability to be present with whatever you're doing. There's going to be a quality to you, a quality to what you bring to your work, to your relationships, to your environment. You're going to start to resonate with having a more clean, high vibration environment where you live. The people you hang around, you're going to start to resonate with people that are more in that higher realm of courage and willingness, acceptance. The people are stepping out and expressing themselves and encouraging each other. You're going to start to resonate with those people, and you'll watch as you do this work on yourself. Your entire life will start to shift. You'll start to have more inner confidence. You'll start to have more purpose, and everything just gets a lot easier and a lot lighter. But it starts with going into the underworld. A lot of the times I think with spirituality, we think that it's just straight to the light. The beginning is seeing the light, to recognize that you can shift your life, that you can move towards that inner peace and bliss. But the work begins with going under the hood, with going into the subconscious, with starting to become aware of all the unconscious stuff that's been happening throughout the day that you kind of push to the side. So at first it can feel almost more uncomfortable. Things can almost get a bit worse. But as you do the groundwork and you start clearing out those subconscious blocks, those uncomfortable, dark feelings, you're going to be bringing light into that and freeing up that energy. And as you do that, you're going to start to get lighter. So just remember, if it feels uncomfortable, you're doing it right. And the more you do this stuff, the better life gets, the lighter it gets, the easier it gets. And it can just be a very beautiful thing. And so if you resonate with this video, if you have any questions, comment below. I'm going to be doing a whole series talking about doing this kind of work, but I think that it's something, especially at this point in time, all of us need. As the world starts to speed up, as there's more distractions, more things to become more unconscious with, it's going to be important for us as a species to do this work, be more mindful, clearing ourselves out, and just connecting to the higher sides of ourselves. So if you resonate, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.